Yards, Will Lutz. He's already made 4 today. Lutz in the clutch, and the Broncos have won it.
Quick hitter, Ty Johnson creates after the catch. Big gain down the sideline. Ty Johnson takes it all the way. Touchdown.
Santos puts it up.
Greetings and good evening. Welcome to the Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Friday, November the 21st, 2025. Boss, welcome. I'm Drew, and welcome to weeks 12 and 13 of the National Football League and NCAA, respectively. It is playoff football in the high school arena, depending on where you are in the country. So first, at the top of the hour, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to everyone and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I know that you could be anywhere and doing anything, but you're carving out a little bit of time to spend with myself and my brother Griff as we dialogue and converse about the National Football League and the NCAA and how the NCAA is heading into its final 2 weekends of regular season football, and how the NFL is really getting to the point where we are jockeying for playoff position. And this weekend set of games are going to go a long way in determining, one, which teams are actually going to make it, because right now we have a whole traffic jam of teams sitting at 5-5, 6-5, 6-4, 7-4 that are jockeying to, one, compete for their division, and two, ensure that they are one of the lucky 7 that make the cutoff to the playoffs if you're in the NFL. Looking forward to all of that conversation. We got some big ones coming up. I see that you're dressing that red and white this weekend. Y'all have a huge game this weekend. Your season is make it or break it this weekend, Griff. Who y'all playing again?
Yeah, we playing Eastern Illinois this weekend.
All right, y'all playing a high school team.
Yeah,
so why you wearing that daggone shirt, man? Alabama shouldn't even be on the daggone conversation this night. But I'm
always repping my squad, baby. I'm always repping my squad.
I hear you, man. How you doing on Friday night?
Oh, man, I can't complain at all, brother. Another good week, man. Got a chance to swing them clubs a few times this week, man. The grandbaby came to visit and got an opportunity to sit down, like I was telling you in the green room. I get a chance to sit down with some young men, 11 to 18-year-old tomorrow, and just pour into them, man. So God is good and glad to be here to chop it up with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I always love starting off the show talking about life-related topics, and this is a perfect life-related topic. At the end of each episode, we close the episode by reminding us that live in a community that, hey, if you have an opportunity to help somebody out, please ensure that you do so, right? Because it just might help them on that particular day. But what you are doing tomorrow, spending some quality time with some young kids who are transitioning from the younger side of the being a kid to the tween and teenage side of it, and living in a society where it's all ever evolving and ever changing. So anytime that you get an opportunity to impart some of your knowledge and your experience, life experience, learned experience, and to continue to help these young gentlemen on their path to adulthood, it is something to tip the hat to, and I appreciate that. And make sure that you enjoy that time, because the message that you spread is the generation that you're creating. All right, so appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Roundtable audience, let us get into this football, man. The NFL started off week 12 with a bang. We talked about this game on Tuesday night, specifically as to whether or not the Houston Texans had a shot to make a playoff run, right? And they were literally in playoff mode, hitting Week 12 of the National Football League schedule. The Buffalo Bills coming into this game off of a recent victory from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Could this have been a letdown, or was this that dominant number one ranked defense in the NFL showing you why they are the number one ranked defense in the NFL? 8 sacks last night, Griff. You said that the defense had to lead the way. I know we both picked Buffalo to win a close game because of the backup quarterback situation and the inconsistency from the Houston offense. But now that we have seen what we have seen from those Houston Texans, they feel they have life. They believe they have a chance, not maybe to come back and beat Indy to win the division, but to be one of those wild card teams. Is Houston beginning to peak while Buffalo is going down? Which is it?
Again, don't want to take that from Houston. Houston played an outstanding game last night, but those turnovers was the difference in this game. Even with the 8 sacks, even with the 3 turnovers, this game still came down to the wire. So I want to take nothing away from Houston. The defense played immaculate, but the offense for me is still not there, and that's going to be a problem. What happens when the defense can't get to the quarterback? What happens when we don't get the interceptions? And I need a running game, and I need somebody to throw the ball to, and that they just don't have over there. They played at home last night. If they make it into the playoffs, it won't be no games being played at the house.
Oh,
How are they going to play when they travel? Great game though. Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're right. It wasn't an exciting game, and hey, Mike, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. The Houston Texans with that backup quarterback David
Mills.
showed and shut me up because I asked the question on Tuesday night. If your defense holds Buffalo to 20, can your offense score 21? And obviously, both of those things happened. Griff, you said that the turnovers played a major part, and you're questioning whether or not Houston has the ability to continue this surge. I said it Tuesday, man. Those 5 games that they've lost, they lost to quality teams.
Yeah.
They lost to the Rams. They lost to the Seahawks, but they also beat quality teams, or what we think is a quality team now. They blew the doors off of Baltimore. They blew the doors off of the 49ers, and they are winning these late season games when it really counts against quality teams. Now, Mike, you say that I'm hating on your Texans, but Griff be throwing a little bit of shade over there down there in the backyard now. I think the Texans got a little something for y'all.
I love the defense, man. The defense is awesome. Buffalo's problem, and we already talked about Buffalo's problem. Again, a team like the Texans that have not been able to run the ball, they still was able to squander up some type of running game against Buffalo last night. Buffalo don't really have no receivers to get the ball to. They have Shakira over there, but they got to run some gimmick plays or whatever. I don't know what's going on with Keenan Coleman over there sitting on the sideline. One of your draft picks, and I heard he had a disciplinary problem, but
Right.
But you're right, man. That defense, we said all the time, defense win championships.
Yeah.
That defense continue to play the way it's playing right now, they can see themselves possibly getting a wild card spot. They just can't afford to lose no game.
You're right. So, I know we got to move on. Buffalo, so many issues. Keon Coleman, disciplinary issues kept him off the field. That's 2 games in a row where, he's not making team practices or team meetings on time, that he's being tardy. And I guess this is a sit down and learn your lesson that the coach is implementing, but you are playing with your playoff life. Buffalo was one of those Super Bowl, not hopefuls, one of those teams that you could almost count on that was going to compete for a Super Bowl. They are teetering on not even making the playoffs because have you seen the remainder of their schedule? It is just as hard as Kansas City's. It is just as difficult as Baltimore's. It is just as impactful as the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is just as critical as the Los Angeles Chargers. They're all in that 7-4, 6-5, 5-5 type of boat. where every game is a playoff game starting in week 12 for a lot of these teams in the National Football League. Every one of these games that we're going to be talking about tonight, one of these two teams, except for the last couple of games, are in playoff mode right now. And let us get to the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday afternoon, 4:30 if you ain't got nothing to do. Or if you're not watching the Saints play against the Falcons, you can watch this game. The Cowboys are welcoming in the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is a toss-up game, not because of the record, not because of these are division rivals, not because Dallas beat up on a Raiders team last weekend or last Monday night, being fueled by emotion internally, and still having that number one offense ish type in the league, but their defense showed just a little bit of signs of life. And of course, Dallas being Dallas, Cowboys fans being Cowboys fans, now y'all think y'all got a Super Bowl level defense. Now y'all think y'all have arrived. And this weekend is your first playoff game, Griff. It's win or go home. CD already said it. Dak already said it. Hey, we are in playoff mode. Can you outlast that Philly defense? Because it's going to be the Dallas offense versus the Philly defense. I don't want to talk about Jalen Hurts, and I don't want to talk about the Philadelphia offense or whether or not the Dallas defense can make some big plays. I want to talk about the Dallas offense and the Philly defense. Who wins and why?
I hate this, man, because Troy just said he picked my team too. And I don't like to do it. And Troy, you're supposed to pick the Eagles, man. Drew, I mean, really, it's all about how the Cowboys' offensive line stands up to the Eagles' pass rush. If Dak has time, it's going to be a long day because I really do think the defense is better. As far as the Cowboys' defense is a lot better. It ain't just the Raiders game, but we're a lot healthier now. We got a lot of pieces back that didn't play the first half of the season. And so it's really, for me, it's all about how are we going to do how we did in the first game against the Eagles. First time we played the Eagles this season, we was able to run the ball, which the Eagles have proven you can run against them. And are we going to give Dak enough time to get the ball into those weapons, such as CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, and Ferguson? But I'm picking my Cowboys, man. I think this is going to be a close game. And the reason why I'm picking this is because of the offense, and I just don't trust the Eagles' offense. I know I always talk about Jalen Hurts being that guy. He figured out a way to win. But we at home, my defense looks better, and I'm going my Cowboys by a field goal.
I understand that, man. And it is a straight up legitimate analysis. It is a straight up legitimate pick because not only of how Dallas's offense is playing in 2025, but how Dakota Wayne Prescott has played against NFC East foes throughout his career. At home, he is 21-2 in Jerry's world since 2017 against NFC East opponents, and he usually shines at home. I said it a few minutes ago. We are in playoff mode right here, right now. It's win or go home.
Yeah.
Those two wide receivers for the Dallas Cowboys are going to be the difference makers for you on offense. It is not whether or not you're going to be able to establish the run game. It is whether or not can George Pickens break one or two tackles after he catches that crossing route or that dig route or that deep post route and take it to the house, and can CD do the same and outrun the defense? Yes, they can. And yes, they will. But the question now is, can you do it often enough to outscore a Philadelphia offense that is going to be able to put up points against your improved defense? Jalen Hurts is that guy that does just enough. Mm-hmm. He is not going to put up big numbers unless he is in the Super Bowl, because when he's in the Super Bowl, he plays out inside his body, it seems. But in the regular season, it is always what's wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles offense? Why can't they put up 25 to 35 points every single week? It is why can't Jalen Hurts throw for more than 100 yards twice a month? Or in 2025, why can't we establish the run? Well, we still have an offensive coordinator that is still trying to figure it out. Rookie offensive coordinator, now that Nick Sirianni is either taking over the play calling or providing his 2 cents, you're going to see this is the game right here that proves my argument that the Philadelphia Eagles offense is a passing first offense. They pass first to establish the run in 2025. Dallas's defense is improved, as you mentioned. They will be able to put a stop to Saquon's effectiveness early on. It is going to take A.J. Brown. It is going to take Devontae Smith. It is going to take Dallas Goedert. It's going to take Saquon coming out of the backfield to give Jalen Hurts that opportunity to get those big plays down the field. Who wins this game? You said it's not going to be a high-scoring game. You got your Cowboys by 3. This is the year that the Philadelphia Eagles repeat as NFC champs. You agree with that, right?
Hey, yes, sir. I don't see us winning the NFC.
For this to happen, they're going to have to win an exciting type of game against the Cowboys this weekend that could possibly be high scoring, where defense be down and both offenses are having a lot of success and we're just chasing each other up and down the field. And I think Philly does that and ends Dallas's season competitively. But I would not be surprised if Dallas wins. I actually hope y'all win to keep the conversation going for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks about how this season will end. But I think Philly wins the NFC East this Sunday by a field goal.
Okay.
34 to 32. 34 to 32. And Jerry, finds a way to blame the media for this loss.
40 rounds.
Gonna be, hey, scouts out, baby. Gonna be a great game, though. Like I said, it's gonna be the game of the day. 4:30 kickoff or 4:25 kickoff on Fox, depending on where you are in the country. The other 4:25 game kickoff is, again, like I mentioned, the Saints against the Falcons. So the majority of the country gonna be watching this game. It's gonna be a good one. Looking forward to it. Now, these next games, man. Each one of these games, it's playoff mode already for these teams, but it's not necessarily to make the playoff or we're fighting for our playoff life. It's more about playoff position jockeying, right? The Rams are welcoming in the NFC South, leading at least this week, Buccaneers into La. I still believe that Seattle is the best team in the NFC West, even though that the Rams have the best record in the NFC West and are still one of those teams that you consider to be a Super Bowl contender legitimately. Nobody will be surprised if the Los Angeles Rams end up in the Super Bowl. Can the Buccaneers bounce back? Because they need this victory. Because quiet is kept. Troy's second favorite team, the Carolina Panthers, are coming. And they have a huge game on Monday night themselves that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But can the Buccaneers surprise the Rams and pull up an upset this weekend, or is the offense for the Rams too strong?
I really think that the Buccaneers, is as much as I was pulling and rooting for Baker Mayfield and the year he didn't had, the Rams, man, they the squad right now. I mean, they beat Seattle, but we also know that they got to play Seattle again, and I don't think Sam Darnold is going to repeat the full turnovers that he did in that game. I just think that Matthew Stafford is playing, way better than we thought he was going to be playing in the beginning of the season with his back injuries and all this other stuff. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams is doing their thing. The defense is one of the better defenses in the league. with all the injuries that that Baker Mayfield has over there, and the way the defense have not been able, people actually been able to run against the Buccaneers this year. That's
Mhm.
surprising. As well as their secondary play is not that great. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go and shut my mouth and turn this over to you. But I say the Rams has got this game, and they should win this game at least by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The Rams are simply much better than the Buccaneers are at this point in the season. The Buccaneers, those injuries seem to be hitting them a little harder than other teams that are able to backfill and adapt and say next man up and not really lose a step. But the Rams, or not the Rams, but the Buccaneers, having those injuries and then the meat of their schedule starting to catch up to them, especially in a moment where the Rams are not only competing for the division, but competing for the number one position in the NFC. So, yeah, I got the Rams winning this game quite easily as well. It's still going to be an entertaining game. This game is the Sunday night game. So, we all know on Sunday Night Football, anything can happen. Look for Baker to make some spectacular plays, but at the end of the night, I think the Rams walk away with the dub. So I want to use this last minute to address something that Troy mentioned a few minutes ago, talking about whether or not I am legitimately talking correctly when I say that the Philadelphia Eagles are a passing first team, because they still don't have an identity on the offensive side. And Troy highlighted that they don't even average 200 yards a game passing. I understand that. You can't be a passing first team if you don't pass the damn ball. But at some point, they're going to have to understand and wrap their arms around this concept that if we want to repeat, we need to be a pass first team. You don't lack for the weapons. You don't lack for the quarterback who possesses the arm. You don't lack for the offensive scheme. You don't lack for the protection. Your pass protection is pretty good. You just haven't been able to create those gaps in the run game that you did last year. That is all. Lane Johnson is down.
I'm hoping that's what I'm betting on. Johnson is out, and I hope we got to exploit that gap in the offensive line right there.
Yeah, and especially this weekend, going up against one of the top two offenses in the National Football League, you're going to have to pass the play up, keep up, Troy. So Jalen Hurts is going to have 275 passing. He's going to have 75 plus rushing, 2 touchdowns passing, 1 touchdown rushing.
You know, I would rather him have that 275 passing. What I don't want him to have is that 75 yards rushing. Because if he got 75 yards rushing, that means he didn't extended the play. It got him on a third and long, and we'd let him run forward. That's what I don't want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we shall see, man. But I appreciate that comment, Troy, questioning whether or not I was batshit crazy. I don't believe I was. Now, this next one, man, we just talked about it. The Panthers and the 49ers, both of them are in the playoff hunt. I believe the 49ers might be in the 7th position right now, but obviously each one of these games are playoff games for each one of these two teams, because 49ers are still holding that outside hope that we can creep up and steal the division, even with all of the season-ending injuries that we've suffered. The Carolina Panthers are in rare air. They did not believe that they were going to be in this position. They knew they were going to be an improved team, but they did not believe that, hey, coming into this game, we could be playing for the division lead if Tampa Bay takes that L on Sunday night against the Los Angeles Rams. If we are able to travel to travel to San Francisco, to the Bay Area, to knock off a 49ers team that has their own issues internally with injuries, then we are in a catbird seat to walk out of the NFC South with our own playoff hat on this year. Do you believe your guy, Mr. Young, forever young, Bryce Young, can lead a young, energized, running game focused Carolina Panthers team into San Francisco and get out of there with a dub this week?
I'm the biggest Bryce Young fan it is, man. And I was looking at the stats on this today. Bryce threw for over 400 yards last week. They said this is the first time that a team that previously threw for 400 yards playing against a team that allowed over 400 yards. Because the 49ers gave up over 400 yards to the Arizona Cardinals last week, man. Jacoby Brissett had over 400 and some yards passing, man.
It's a week-to-week league, though, man.
I really do believe that Carolina is on the high right now, man. And I think because everybody continued to sell them short, I think they can go in there and actually take this dub from the 49ers because of the injuries that the 49ers have over there on that defensive side of the ball, as well as how they allow Arizona. Carolina is a much better team than Arizona. And I think that they can go in there if they can establish a running game, get Rico Dowd back into the running because he was very involved in the offense last week, but it wasn't because of his legs. But we got to keep Brock Purdy in the offense off of the field. I think Carolina got a chance in this game.
Oh, they most definitely have a chance. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a tight game. This is going to be a game that breaks on a turnover for either one of these two teams because these two teams are similarly comparable at this point in the season as to where they are with talent. The coaching edge obviously goes to the San Francisco 49ers, but this is a difficult game to pick for me.
Yeah.
Simply because of how the Carolina Panthers are coming, like you said, and how when you have a run game that is trusted, that has been verified, that has been validated and stamped both at home and on the road, it travels. And as long as those two running backs stay healthy, Carolina always has a shot. With the amount of defensive injuries that the 49ers have suffered and this is a week-to-week league.
Yeah.
It's all about matchups. So I'm not going to sit here and say that just because Jacoby Brissett put up 400 plus against 49ers last week and Bryce put up 400 against Atlanta last week that Bryce will be able to do the same thing this week against the 49ers. Completely different. But as long as Bryce can have that 50-50 balance, then the reason that we believe that you have to play the game on the field instead of in the media, it is because you have to actually play the game on the field instead of in the media.
They got to run the ball. If Carolina run the ball.
If they run the ball, they can win.
They win this game.
If they run the ball. But I'm still going with 49ers.
Go ahead, my brother. I think Carolina. I think Carolina gonna take this game.
Now, man.
Hey, Troy just picked the 49ers, man, so I'm definitely going with Carolina.
So whatever Troy picks from this point on, you are picking the opposite.
I can't go with Troy no more, man.
So every time he picks Alabama from this point on, you're gonna go against Alabama.
I'm gonna have to pick that other team from the state of Alabama if Troy pick Alabama.
Hey, Troy, go ahead and pick Auburn. Or pick Alabama to beat Auburn.
No, it's the other school in the state of Alabama. We don't say their name. It's the other school.
Alpha Uniform, Bravo. Romeo, November. Blink twice. No, this one, bro. This is the
down goes Frederick.
This is the entire enchilada for Chiefs Kingdom. Where is Frederick? Where is Frederick?
Frederick is actually at a wedding rehearsal right now. He let me know, but
I don't
see Miles on here. I don't see Miles on here right now.
Yeah, man, this is the win or go home game legitimately for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are at home. They are slightly favored because they are at home, but legitimately speaking, all right, let's break this game down. Indy has the better offense.
You think?
Can Patrick Mahomes take advantage of the Indy back four? And this year, Patrick Mahomes has not been able to connect with his deep threats. Worthy has not been, being able to get on the same sheet of music with him. Rice hasn't had enough time to get on the same sheet of music with him. And even Hollywood Brown, when he was on the field as a deep threat. Can they finally get this connection together this weekend? Because that's the only chance, I believe, Kansas City has to beat the Colts, because the Colts will just play ball, keep away. That run game is very good. The defense for the Kansas City Chiefs has not shown that it can consistently stop the run. And Daniel Jones is playing some good football. So it's a pick your poison type of thing with the Indy offense. Can Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City offense have some deep, open the defense type of connections to keep Kansas City?
I think Patrick Mahomes is actually playing against a better defense this week. I know he played against the Broncos last week, but go look at the Indianapolis Colts defense and where they rank in the NFL right now, and many of their numbers. Hey, don't no teams get over 20 points on this squad, and now they got Sauce over there too. I mean, everybody talk about Danny Dimes because his stay with the Giants and all this other stuff. But the focal point and the difference in this game will be the Colts defense and their ability to get to Patrick Mahomes, because they're gonna get to him. Trust and believe that. And they lead the league in takeaways. So, and Patrick Mahomes like to try stuff sometimes. He like to force stuff that ain't there sometimes. I just believe this will be the weekend that the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs, and the only reason why they favored is because of their previous accolades and who the quarterback is. But I don't see it this week. I see that the Colts is going to go into Kansas City and win this game easily.
Several weeks ago when the Kansas City Chiefs played somebody, I forget who they were playing against, but that team had a much better record than the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Kansas City Chiefs were favored at home. And I was like, why in the world are the Kansas City Chiefs favored at home? I believe it was the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. But I was like, why is this team favored? Does the NFL know something that the rest, the layman fan doesn't know? Does the Kansas City faithful know something that the rest of us just aren't read in on?
Well, they got the
They're
script.
favored for a reason. They're favored for a reason, right? Like, after all of the accomplishments that the Colts have compiled this year, they've shown you on both offense and defense that they're consistent. They lead the league in takeaways. They lead the league in defensive pressure, right? And the addition of Sauce Gardner only makes that defense better. But yet, some way, somehow, Andy Reid and your guy, Patrick Mahomes, always finds a way to be right there in the fourth quarter. Fred, make sure that you don't wear that other jersey, the black and white one, on Sunday when you go to the game.
You see what Troy? That's what Troy said. That's why they gonna win. But look, they was talking about it last night. The Chiefs lost one of their favorite officials last night. I think he tore his guy that was ahead. Yeah, he tore his ACL. I think he tore his ACL last night. That's what it looked like. Not his ACL, but his Achilles. That's what it looked like, because he was running and then he just stopped.
So you said that this.
I got the Colts, man.
Colts end the season for Patrick Mahomes.
This is it, man. The dynasty have to end at some point, and for me,
that's true. You're absolutely right.
And I think actually, that dynasty, they was living on the wing and the prayer last year. And what
last year? What you mean a wing and a prayer?
They made it to the Super Bowl. They played the Eagles, but think about how many games that they was on the wing and the prayer last year.
They were 11-0 in one-score games. This year they're 0-5.
That's what I'm saying. That's a wing and a prayer. All they games last year.
I get it. Yeah, you're right.
They're not running the ball. They're not running the ball the way they used to, man. The secondary is not as good as it's been, man. I just don't see it.
I got
all good things must come to an end.
I understand. All I'm going to say is you never bet against Patrick Mahomes when the chips are down. When it is win or go home, he has shown historically that I am that guy. And this is a win or go home game for the Kansas City Chiefs. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to go with the Chiefs to pull up a slight upset. Slight up.
Like Troy just said, clock it.
Clock it. Now, this is a prove-it game for me. You said you have zero faith in the Bears. This is their opportunity. This is their opportunity to shock the world and beat a good, not great, but a good Pittsburgh team at home. They win this game, no matter if it's pretty, no matter if it's ugly, as long as it wasn't based off of injury and or bad officiating. They are 8-3. They are leading their division. Would at that point would Griff come on here Tuesday night and say, "Hey, the Bears might be better than I thought"?
I ain't sold on Caleb, man. Caleb just ain't that guy to me, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I just ain't seen him. Hey, I just think that the Bears is about to get into the tough part of their schedule, and we about to see some stuff about Caleb that I've been saying the whole season. I think that the Steelers defense is better, and I think that it's gonna give Caleb some problem. Caleb like to hold on to the ball way longer than he need to sometimes, which hurt his team. If the Bears really want to win this game, they better be able to get Swift. If only is Swift back this weekend, but the dude that came in for Swift played pretty good last week too. So that's going to be the key for the Bears. They need to be able to run the ball against the Steelers, because if he's going to be running around and giving T.J. Watts an opportunity to come leveling, it's going to be a long day for them in the Steelers. So I got the Steelers in this game at home.
The Bears are at home.
Oh, is the Bears at home? Still, the Steelers can travel there and do that, man. I still think they can do that. Bears been barely winning too. Everybody acting like they. And I need the Bears fans.
They've been barely winning. They blew your team out.
Hey, man, hold up. Hey, a whole bunch of people blew my team out, man. Hey, but we better now. We better. You talking about old stuff, man.
I feel you. No, but
I just need the Bears fans to be. I need the Bears fans to come back down to earth, man. That's all. They worse than Cowboy fans right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You can't tell them nothing. Change.
I don't know, man. That very same Pittsburgh defense that you are hanging your hat on is the second oldest defense in the National Football League. And early on in the year, they were getting lit up both in the run game and in the passing game. And I got it. They are getting healthier. But Caleb Williams has remembered he does have a set of legs that work. And that's how they came back and won that game last weekend. Him using his legs. He can get outside the pocket, get outside of the outstretched arms of J.J. Watt. Then that field opens wide up. Just like the concern that you have for Jalen Hurts against your defense. The Pittsburgh defense need to focus on whether or not they can stop Caleb Williams' capability if he does.
You gotta have a spy.
If they have a spy, and Mike Tomlin is, always want to be very defensive minded, and I'm pretty sure has that game plan, but the Chicago offense is good enough to put up points. I don't know how much Aaron Rodgers is going to be effective if he plays, and if he doesn't play, whether or not Rudolph is going to be effective.
That's the key right there, Drew. I forgot all about that's the key. That's the key, right? I forgot Aaron might not play because of his hand. It's his non-passing hand, though.
Right. But, if you're getting sacked, what do you do with your non-passing hand? You use it to break your fall. Yeah. It's already a fracture. Pain supersedes the inability to use the hand. That's all I'm going to say. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to go with the Bears at home to defend home field, get that 8th victory, and continue to shock the world until we get into January when they do what the Bears usually do. Man. So the next game, man, I'm gonna be honest.
Give it to me.
I don't think the Green Bay Packers are going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they.
So basically, you saying it's going to either be Detroit or Chicago represent that?
Yeah,
that division.
Yeah, from all of the early season hype after the trade, from all of the expectations for Jordan Love coming into the year, I got it. We've had some injuries, and number one receiver is back in the lineup now. We are set up to make this late season push. It's all in front of us because the majority of our remaining games are against our division rivals. But the Packers have shown when we supposed to win, we don't even take care of the basic business by beating teams like Carolina, by beating teams like Cleveland, by allowing other teams to remain close when they're not supposed to. When the cards are laid out, I don't believe they got what it takes to win the big game. I would not be surprised if Minnesota wins this game. I would not be surprised. I got Green Bay. But I would not be surprised if I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if the Vikings go into Green Bay because their season is on the line, right? They're 4-6. This is their last shot to keep playoff hopes alive. JJ McCarthy has proven nothing, but the Packers, man, they are slowly turning into the can't get right character. I'm just
It
saying.
ain't because of the defense though. It's on the
No, it's not
offensive side.
because of
The
the
defense.
defense. It's not because of the defense. I'm not laying the blame at any part of the team, whether it's the defense, the offense, the coaching, the play calling. I don't know what it is, but it's just not working.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not.
So Josh, it's a possibility Josh Jacob gonna be limited this week because he hurt his knee last week, which means Wilson to come in and play. I think that because of JJ McCarthy, that's the only reason why I select Green Bay in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because McCarthy, I mean, he has the firepower over there. I mean, you talking about Addison, you talking about Justin Jefferson, you talking about Naylor, you talking about Aaron Jones. They got a squad over, and you got a defense that's gonna really be coming at Green Bay. You know, Flores he's like one of the second the top rushing defenses in the league. And if they can get Jordan Love to give him some turnovers, that could be the difference in this
I'm
game. And
telling you, man, I would not be surprised.
man, this still would be my upset of the week. I just don't see them winning. I don't. With the play, the way JJ McCarthy been playing, I mean, I think everybody talking about AJ Brown, but I think Justin Jefferson is ready to catch a
Oh,
case
he
with
did. He did. Oh, he
his.
did. Trust and believe, because his season of receiving dominance is not going to happen. This team is not going to be able to make a run into the playoffs. Even if they were to win this game against the Green Bay Packers this weekend, the Minnesota Vikings would probably lose the following weekend to whoever they're playing against because that's how inconsistent they are in 2025. JJ McCarthy needs an entire year under his belt to get a grasp of the offense. Having the clipboard in your hand your rookie year while you were rehabbing was great and wonderful, but that real game action, as we can see, has proven that, okay, maybe I wasn't as ready as I thought I was, or as people said that I thought I was. And Minnesota, at least for 2025, missed their shot at having a Super Bowl contending team because they have a Super Bowl quality level team, talent wise. It's just that this year, it's not going to be your year. But this game was a toss up, man. It could be a blowout, but Minnesota could win. Now, this next one, the Jets are playing. They are just there, but this is the must-win game for the Baltimore Ravens. Which Ravens team is going to show up, Jordan? The team that can hang 40 points because they have one of the top offenses in the National Football League, or is it the team that is going to play to the level of their opponent? And this is going to be a 6-9 game going into the fourth quarter.
Boy, if this is, you know
Nobody.
what? I take my what you call it back. This would be the ups. If the Jets win this game right here, I look. I bet a Baltimore fan better not never say nothing else to me again. I mean, again,
Man,
honestly. This game right. This I'm sorry, and I said that in the promo. That's just the reason why we play the games on the field. This one right here, you can definitely go ahead and count this one on the paper. You can read the paper. Paper wise, ain't no way the Jets is supposed to beat The
Didn't
Ravens.
Justin Fields get benched?
Huh?
Didn't Justin Fields get benched?
I think they had put him out because they were just getting blowed, and they put was it Tyler Huntley or whatever in there.
Okay.
But
And
I think he playing again, man.
all right, the Baltimore Ravens, y'all need to shine. You need to shine. You need to shine. Derrick
The
Henry.
Jets is gonna get this to him, man. The Jets is trying to get that. You know, they working
Right,
on.
right. But no, I mean there's a little bit of pride there in my man, Coach Aaron there.
I don't know.
So
They basically withdraw the bank, man. They got rid of everybody. For me, that was a sign to say, hey, we've already conceded this season. If you ask me.
So yeah, if this was an upset, it will be the upset of the year. Derrick Henry should have 100 plus. Lamar should have 200 plus passing, 75 running. So this should be an easy game for.
I say Tyrod Taylor is starting.
See, so
They preserving Justin for next year, man. That's all.
bruh, Justin.
He might be one of them quarterbacks that have to change his position if he's going to stay in the league. It's
Not
unfortunate.
necessarily change position, but change his. Man, this was it. The Jets.
Baltimore would have been a good place for him to go. That team was built for. That would be a team he would have been a good backup or whatever. Of all the teams that he could have
He's
went
definitely
to.
going to be a backup next year. He's not going to be a starter,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Unless you know.
Besides said the Jets will win if Vegas say so. Did Vegas say they was gonna win for sure? Because you're right, the Vegas is be dictating this stuff.
All right, man. This next game, playoff caliber game or a type of game. The Jaguars are traveling to Arizona to take on those same Cardinals that put up 400 plus yards against the 49ers last week. Jaguars beat down the Los Angeles Chargers last week like they stole something and kicked them out of Duval County. Like, don't ever come back here again. But like you love to say, you don't have that much faith in Goldilocks, Mr. Loverman himself. Sunshine, Goldilocks, sunshine. Can Trevor Lawrence repeat the performance he had last week, or can the Arizona Cardinals, who are better than their record? I know the late, great Dennis Green said you are what your record says you are when he was the Arizona head coach, but Arizona is much better than their record. Can they defend home field, or will Jacksonville keep their playoff hopes alive? Because if they lose this game, in the AFC, the way that things are shaping out, they could be that odd team out when it comes down to that number 7 seed. Who you got in this game and why?
I think Jacksonville still go there, man. I think the Cardinals just got too many injuries over there. I don't think. Even though he put 400 and some yards up last week, it's still that game was never close against the 49ers. And some of them 400 yards was how they call that, them trash yards on the back end. Once they know once they know they don't want. I just think they got too many injuries over there, and I think that the Jaguars defense will be able to get to Brissett. We already see that they offensive line is not that great, and I think it's going to be a pressure. They don't have a real running game. I think that the Jaguars will do enough to their travel and do enough to win this game.
I agree. I'd be surprised, not surprised, but surprised if the Jaguars let go into Arizona and lay an egg because they understand that they are playing for their playoff life as well. So
Mike said Jacoby is going to hit him with he going to upset the Jags. That's what he said.
You never know, man. It could happen. It could happen because
we have to start listening to Mike, man. He called this game. He on the high right now. He called this game on Thursday night. He on the high right now.
Man, that was not a strategic call that he made on Thursday night. That was emotionally attachment based call. Now, this next segment, the close the door segment, that means close the door in your season, pack it up, pack it in, let's go, let's get ready for next year because our playoff hopes and dreams are officially gone, finished, kaput, in the box. But we still got to play out the remainder of the season because we're professionals. But they're playing against teams that are in the playoff hunt. Can these teams be spoilers? The Bengals, who used to be my favorite worst team in the National Football League, they are a combination of that, can't get right, terrible coaching, no defense, injury prone. Anything that you can believe will happen, it does happen to this team every single year, it seems, in the past 5 years. Can they muster up? Yeah, I don't know if Joe Burrow is going to come back this year. He was a full participant in practice this week. But
That'd be foolish. That'd be so
that
foolish.
would
That's
be
all.
foolish. That would be foolish. But you looking for any type of a chance from the
Nope.
Bengals with Jamar Chase out this weekend because of the
No. Because that solidified it for me. I just don't see the Bengals. The Bengals don't stand a chance in this game right here, man.
Yeah, the Patriots better not let this one get by because this will be a loss that would haunt them later on in the season. They need this to wrap up the division. Patriots will win this one easily. Now, this next one, man, same kind of situation. The G-men had a little bit of hopes at one point.
Excuse me.
Injuries to Malik Neighbors, Scatterboo, and the quarterback. All of your playmakers are mostly out. You got famous Jameis, my favorite quarterback in the National Football League, leading this team this weekend into Detroit, who is looking to bounce back. Can famous Jameis create some magic and pull off an upset, or is this going to be an easy game for the 3-1?
I won't. If the Giants win this game, it won't be because of Jameis Winston. It'll be because of defense with Burns and those guys. They had the ability to do to them the exact same thing that the Eagles did to the Lions last week. The Lions offense they just sputtered here the last couple of weeks. St. Brown has been you hadn't seen him the last 2-3 games. The running game has been held in check. If the Giants got a chance, it's because the defense and got them happy feet going again over there. It should be the Lions should win this game, but unlike the last game we just looked at, the Giants got a better chance of winning than the Bengals got against the Patriots. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because who did the Giants lose to last Sunday? They lost
That
by
was Jameis threw an interception in the end of the game.
They lost by 7. But
Yeah.
my point is, Jameis had not played this season, right? That team that they lost to was a playoff team. The Giants are another one of those teams that are better than their record. And that defense has shown that they can apply pressure. Detroit has shown you that they can be inconsistent, both on the offensive side and on the defensive side. And famous Jameis can create magic.
Mm-hmm.
He can create magic, catch lightning in a bottle, and on any given Sunday, shock the world.
I want to see him eat that W, baby. You know how he do. Yeah, it's a Packers, man.
You know how you do it, right?
I want to see him eat them W's. You know how he do. It was the Packers that he lost to this weekend, man.
The Packers, right?
Yeah.
Another team that I don't have confidence in. But yeah, it'll be an interesting game. It'll be maybe an exciting game, but the Detroit Lions should win this game rather easily. All right, the next game, man. This is a scrimmage game for me.
Seahawks.
This is a whatever we need to get right, we gonna get right during this game. Seahawks should win this game rather easily at the Titans. Enough said. All right, we can move on, Jordan. This is the game that I really want to talk about a little bit. Troy's Raiders are hosting the Cleveland Browns, two terrible teams, but that does not matter. Shadur Sanders, a much talked about rookie quarterback, is finally getting his opportunity after being shunned by the entire organization for 12 weeks, not allowing him to take any first team snaps, not even allowing him to sit with the first team at the daggone lunch table. What the world is going on over in there in Cleveland? But you looking for Shadur to have a good game, Griff?
I'm
We know
looking
how
for him to
terrible the Raiders are. Can Shadur have an impact?
looking for him to have a much better game than he did last week when he came in the middle of the game. He had an opportunity to spend the whole week and actually get an opportunity to practice with the ones and get some stuff locked in. The Raiders just look like a team that just again playing for a early first round pick next year. So I think the Browns is gonna come in there because of the defense. The Browns have a defense, and I think that it's gonna be a long day for your boy, Mister. I didn't write him back, Gino. Miles Garrett is going. Hey, he already licking his chops as we speak. So yeah, I think it's going. I mean, again, Shador is still not going to live up to other people's expectations. I think they still want to see more out of him. People going to they got these lots, but I think the Browns will win. It'll be because of the defense, and Shador will look much better than he did last week when he came in to replace Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. This is going to be a fun game to watch. Kicks off at 4 o'clock on CBS or 4:05. So
Troy say, go Browns.
go Browns, right?
That means I got to pick the Raiders now. Damn. Why is these two teams on the screen?
See, what we're not going to do is disrespect the boot. This is the first time that the New Orleans Saints have adorned the round table stage this year, and simply because we are playing our arch rivals. Records be damned, they are both sucky this year. They are both at the bottom of the division, but this is the NFC's or the NFC South's most hated, if I'm gonna use that word, teams that dislike each other, and it's the oldest rival in the NFC South. And every time these two teams get together, it is a festival. The Saints are welcoming in the Falcons. Falcons don't have a starting quarterback.
They got Kirk Cousins, man.
Man, Kirk Cousins is not a starting quarterback. Stop it. The Saints don't have a starting quarterback, so this should be a run game focused
Falcons.
offense for both the Saints with Alvin Kamara and Bijan Robinson for the Atlanta Falcons. And whichever running back has the most yards, that is the team that is going to win. But of
I
course,
got the Falcons, man.
I got my nation.
I knew you was gonna say that, man. But Alvin Kamara, in the big scheme of things, he a senior citizen in the NFL right now, man.
Yeah.
He a senior citizen, man. I got to go with Bijan. If we go a running back right now, I got to go with Bijan.
So perfect analysis between Alvin Kamara and Bijan Robinson. If we're going to compare them to, say, boxing greats, Alvin Kamara would be like Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, just float down the field. You said he's a senior citizen, but he still floats down the field.
Yeah, that's because you're a Saints fan.
You got Joe Frazier, right? Coming in with it. Get hit more than enough 2-3 times. Take a step back, you slow down. Be careful what you ask for, bro. I got my who that Saints gonna win this game. All right, man. You got any upsets for this week? You done changed your upset of the week about 5 times.
Nah, man. Again, I go back to that Jets game. If the Baltimore Ravens lose that game to the Jets, that's the upset of the week for me. And you won't hear me utter the words Ravens no more the rest of this season.
In all honesty, if the Baltimore Ravens do not win this game, Jordan, there better be some firings come Monday morning. There better be some firings come Monday morning. For real. For real. If y'all lose to the New York Football Jets, the offensive coordinator, the special teams coach, the defensive coordinator, and yes, even the head coach, all need to be given their pink slips. I'm just saying, because y'all don't want to win. But I got
That's the
confidence
Drew I know. That's the Drew I know. That's the Drew I know right there. He talking about pink slips. I've been missing that. Drew talking about fires. That's the Drew I know.
Man, let us talk about the exciting sport that is college football for a quick minute. Alabama took a big loss last weekend, right? So that knocked y'all out of that top 4 slot to where now you're in number 10 at the bottom of the totem pole looking up. But we come on here every single weekend. We talk about the gauntlet that is the SEC. We cannibalize each other, and I beat you this week. You go down the street and beat my opponent next week. We see a perfect illustration. This is not fodder. This is exactly what has happened the past couple of years when these 4 teams have played each other. Texas lost to Georgia twice last year, lost to Georgia again this year. Georgia lost to Alabama last year and again this year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and then, that was that one national championship year, but the year before that, they lost to Alabama the year before that too. Alabama in the past 2 years can't beat a team that Griff said is not even an SEC team.
So disappointing, man.
And that same team gets the door blown off of them by their arch rival, the Texas Longhorns. Griff, man, don't you love SEC football?
I love it, man. But we still being so disrespected. I mean, you put Notre Dame in front of Alabama, really? I mean, but it's all right. It's all gonna play itself out, baby. They got Indiana and Ohio State up there like they just the king. They ain't playing nobody.
I am glad you said that. I am glad you said that. We are week 13 in the NCAA. Week 13. We did not talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes not one time this entire year. We're going to talk about them next week. We're going to talk about them next week because they play Michigan. We talk about them one time the entire year. We talked about Indiana one time this entire year because they played the Oregon Ducks when Oregon was ranked number 3. They were ranked number 7. The number 1 team in the country and the number 2 team in the country don't have quality schedules. They don't deserve to be the number 1 team in the country and the number 2 team in the country because they have not proven that they are worthy of that positioning and that first round bye. And that's the only reason that I'm making this argument. I don't care because they're eventually going to have to settle it on the field. But if you literally, and that's when I say literally, I mean literally, or a 7th or 8th ranked team as it pertains to actual on the field performance against the opponents that you have been assigned, you don't deserve that extra week off like the rest of these teams 5 through 12 are going to have to battle it out. The rankings are garbage. I don't understand why you pour hundreds of millions of dollars into a system that continues to get it wrong every single year. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm glad you brought up Ohio State. Ooh, that still balls my blood. They get to play 2 tough games a year. And then they call themselves the Kings of the Hill. Man, come on, stop that. Anyways, the games that are on the slate this weekend. Oklahoma has to follow up what they did against Alabama last weekend against a tough Missouri team that is a Big 8 rival way back in the 80s and 70s, a Big 12 rival before Missouri eventually came over to the SEC. So these 2 teams know each other very well. They've played each other a lot throughout their history. And Missouri, like I said, is one of those teams that could have easily been 9-1 or 10-0. They are not a bad team. Can they go into Norman and in Oklahoma's playoff hopes and dreams this weekend, or will Boomer Sooner follow that up with another dub like they had last weekend? He said, F Mizzou.
I think Missouri, I mean,
hostility.
I think hey, that's Miles, man. Miles come in a guns a blazing, man. You know he a Kansas guy, man. He come in guns a blazing. You know what, man? Oklahoma did not impress me. Even though they beat Alabama last week, it was still because of the turnovers to me. And I think we played Missouri. Missouri, I felt, is a much better team than Oklahoma. Now, their quarterback got hurt. And I hadn't seen the play of the guy that come in and replace him. And that could be the determining factor. But you know what? Yeah, I think OU is still on that emotional high from beating Alabama. And I think Missouri is going to win this game right here. I think it's going to be a very close game, and I know Miles don't like this, but I think Missouri going to win this game. And it's going to be because of the defense and them two running backs they got over there.
I believe you, dog. All right, and I'm gonna give you my commentary on this in a minute. Troy said that he's gonna be out next week. He's gonna be on a cruise. He's gonna be on a cruise ship down there in Galveston. That dirty
He
water.
going to be in that dirty water.
He gonna be in a cruise in Galveston, so he gonna catch us in December, man. Safe travels to you. Enjoy the cruise and the festivities wherever you may be.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, my brother, as always, we definitely gonna miss you, Troy. But hey, you need that much needed trip, man. At the way your squad's been playing this year, hey, you be safe out there now.
You hear?
There's been a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. I mean, after they had that show on Netflix where the boat broke down, man, it's kind of I want to go on a cruise, but I can't get the wife to go on one.
Bro, you're not gonna catch me on no water. The ancestral spirit within me
I
says.
got you, man. I got you.
I got Oklahoma winning this game as well. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a close one. Missouri always plays tough in 2025, no matter where they are playing. That run game, as you said, can travel, and it does travel, and it will keep Missouri in the game. That is why they're going to stay close. But I believe that Oklahoma being at home in Norman, understanding the gravitas of the task at hand, and a historical rival is going to fuel Venable enough to make sure that they get to play for their actual playoff life in the final game of the season against my Tigers at home. Looking forward to that one as well. Now, first time not really talking about teams outside of the SEC other than the Indiana Oregon game mentioned earlier. This is a historical Pac-10 game between two teams that usually represent well on the national stage. They are historical playoff caliber teams, both in the modern era and in the historical sense. So we know that what Oregon brings to the table: speed, excitement, high-powered offenses, a lot of points. But USC is that team that can slow it down. Is that team that, at least this year, have put themselves in a position to where they can be a playoff caliber team. What are you looking for from the Ducks defending home field?
Man,
Make sure that they have playoff shot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They need this win, man. They don't. This is an area where because of that loss that they took earlier in the season against Indiana, they can't afford to take. Unlike SEC teams, we can have 2 losses, but these teams can't afford to have no 2 losses and think they're gonna make it up in there, brother. That's all I'm saying. And not only do they need to win this game against USC, but it need to be a very impressive win. And I think it's going to be a close game all the way up until probably around about the 4th quarter, and I think that's what Oregon will start pulling away.
Yeah. Now, quack, Tommy. I feel you on this one, man. The Oregon Ducks are in a position to where this win can bolster not only their position in the playoff run or in the Big Ten, but in the rankings, because you still have SEC teams that are 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
They all got to play each other at some point. So you win, and you're basically guaranteeing yourself one of the top 5, if not the top 4 spots. So this is a win or go home, and I agree with you 1,000% that a Big 12 team or a Big 10 team cannot afford a second loss and still make the playoffs like an SEC team can. Hmm. Can USC travel, man, and play the spoiler because they want to be a playoff team themselves, right? And that coach that USC has
Lincoln Riley.
is an offensive guru.
Mm-hmm.
They have the playmakers to stay up and keep up with Oregon. I still believe Oregon is just that much better, and Oregon should win an exciting, close game tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, kicking off. The Missouri-Oklahoma game, that's the first game of the afternoon, kicking off at 12 o'clock on ABC, followed by the 3:30 game. A lot of other teams or nationally ranked teams have soft schedules this weekend, playing non-conference games or having a week off as they prepare for their season finale, most likely against their in-state rival or a nearby state rival. Say, for instance, the Alabama-Auburn game or the Michigan-Ohio State game. So these are the two big games that are going to impact the college football playoffs this weekend.
Yeah, man. This will be the because Oregon ain't play other than Indiana. Oregon ain't played nobody this year. So
No,
this will be a test. This will be a test right here.
no, you're
So
right, man. You're right.
we shall see.
Any collegiate upsets based off of just how other teams are playing a lesser known school if one of the top 10 teams get upset.
I will tell you. I was looking through the teams that are playing this week. I wouldn't be surprised if Kentucky beat Vanderbilt.
Oh,
That'd be an upset for me right there.
I can see that. Who is Notre Dame playing? Are they playing anybody?
Let me see, man.
Because Notre Dame is always on upset alert for me. They're always on upset alert.
So week 13. No, they ain't playing this week.
Okay, so they got a little
Yeah,
bit.
they next game is against Stanford.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll probably go the same route if Kentucky knocks off Vanderbilt because we talked about how Vanderbilt could slide into the playoffs if other key SEC teams take key losses depending on their record. So that would be a big one. Man, great show, phenomenal show. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Depending on where you were joining us on whatever the platform, we appreciate the continued support.
Miles, that's a good question. Will Texas A&M go go and stay undefeated? Man, Mike ain't hearing that, man. Mike ain't hearing that. Mike said,
5, Texas A&M is trying to capture the same type of momentum late season that the 2019 LSU Tigers had and ride that way, especially after coming back down 27 points at halftime.
"Oh yeah." I mean, I stand corrected too,
Bro,
man.
it's writing itself.
Yeah, I
They
stand
have the
corrected, man.
quarterback to lead them. They have the playmakers to do it. A coach that obviously in year 2 has turned the program completely around. I think Texas is going to eventually, if they stay healthy, at least right now,
Yeah.
they will be my favorite to win the national championship.
Okay.
At least
Hey,
right now.
first of all, stand corrected, man. Notre Dame they play Syracuse tomorrow at 2:30. But again, this Texas A&M Texas game is just like Alabama and that other school. And you see what happened. You see, we said the same thing about the Red River Showdown and what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they might suck and play a certain way, but then they get in this game and be something completely different. Look, Mike did already selected Texas to beat them, and he just said F A and M. Man, boy,
Bruh,
hey, a lot
bruh,
of people cussing teams
bruh,
out today.
bruh, Mike, did you see what happened in between the hedges last Saturday? No, don't do that. Don't do that.
They were saving it. They were saving it for this game, the last game against Texas
Yeah,
A&M.
man, that's going to be an exciting game, and I am happy for both Texas A&M fans and Texas Longhorn fans that y'all both have an opportunity to not only play for the playoff, but to destroy the other team's season.
Yeah, I need Texas to win.
You need Texas to win.
I really need them to do what they gonna do. Go ahead.
So let's unpeel that since we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, because this is scenarios where Alabama might not. And one, Alabama has to beat Auburn to play the SEC championship game.
Okay.
Now, there's some scenarios where if Texas A&M lose, then it's what we have several. You got Georgia. That's a one-loss SEC team.
Right.
Alabama's a one loss because Texas A&M is the only one that's undefeated right now in the SEC. So
right.
You got Alabama, you got Georgia. Who else? I think we got one more.
So you have 3.
And Ole Miss.
You would have 4, 1 loss. Who did Ole Miss lose to?
They lost to.
Was it to Georgia? It was an SEC team, yeah, because they were beating Georgia, and Georgia had to come back. Yeah,
they lost to Georgia.
Ole Miss's losses in SEC loss. Alabama's loss is an SEC loss. Georgia's loss is an SEC loss, and then A&M's loss would be an SEC loss. Then it will go to rankings, I believe. I don't know how that would happen.
Yep, they're gonna look at strength of schedule.
Strength of schedule, and I mean. Everybody plays each other. See them. That high school team y'all play tomorrow. That's.
But still, even with that being said, look at the teams that we beat. All the ranked teams that we beat. So that one team that we play tomorrow don't even come close to us.
So here's the question. Here's the question: is it the ranked teams that we beat? That were ranked at that time, or are they ranked at the end of the season as compared to the top 25 playoff rankings?
Hey man, you go look at these. Most of these teams are still ranked that we beat.
Okay, I'm just asking the question.
I mean, again, yeah, it probably comes down to that, but I don't know how the committee gonna do what they do. Again,
where is the game at this year between Texas and Texas A&M? Where's the game at?
Mike, where y'all playing at? Where y'all playing at, Mike?
I know you probably already at the stadium. Where y'all playing at?
Is it in College Station or are they playing in Austin?
I think that's going to go a lot into how I'm going to break this game down, because if they're playing in College Station with the 12th man, they're playing in Austin.
That's okay. That's serious. I've been to that. That's a hostile territory there.
Okay, so historically, right now I'm bringing in the networks. Historically, Texas plays those 2:30 to 3:30 games in the afternoon. This would be the game of the year for the network, for ABC. So I would assume they will flex it to the primetime Saturday night game, since it's going to be the last game of the regular season. Michigan and Ohio State would have already happened at high noon. This will be the nightcap. This will be the game for it all, basically, whether or not Texas A&M wins the SEC regular season title, makes it to the SEC championship, and possibly be the number 1 team heading into the playoffs, going into Austin to knock off Mike's Austin-led Texas Longhorns with Arch Manning, the future of both Hook 'em Horns and the NFL, apparently, because, the NFL can't survive without Manning's being in the league. You believe Texas has a chance? Man, not after what I saw this past weekend. But we'll see.
We didn't think they had a chance when they played Oklahoma.
That's true. But Oklahoma is not 2025 Texas A&M.
All right, then. I take your word for it.
I take your word for it. Mike say he know. He said him and Matthew McConaughey gonna be running up and down that daggone sideline talking about hook 'em.
They gonna be like, all right,
baby. All right, man. This is a great show, Griff.
Yeah.
Great conversation, great fellowship, man. I appreciate, like I said earlier, the entire roundtable audience for the time that y'all spent with us. You got any parting shots for?
Again, man, just like you just what you just said, man. Thank y'all for always being here, showing up. And then I just want to reiterate what you said earlier. Hey, man, if there's something that you can do out there in the community, especially for our youth, hey, go do it, man. You just don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure many of us got where we at right now in life because somebody did some stuff for us that we couldn't repay. This is how you repay it. You pay it forward. Like I say, tomorrow I'm talking to 11 to 18 year olds. It's supposed to be about 18, 19 of them. We're going to sit down and just talk about stuff. And for me, it's going to be therapeutic for me, but it's going to help them out in the process. And if you can do it in your location, wherever you at, I challenge you to do the same. Y'all have a great weekend. May the best teams win, and I look forward to seeing y'all all back here on Tuesday. I turn it back over to you, Drew.
Yes, sir. I think you said it all, man. Community service in one way or another is part of our obligation, and depending on the community that we reside in. We have that civic obligation to make sure that we are not only participating and being neighborly to the people that we are a part of, but when that opportunity presents itself, you have to make sure that you are engaging and remain engaged. And this is a perfect example because, like we always say, the children are the future. They're going to lead the way at some point because there is always a transitional period. And how you formulate that mind at a young, tender age is how that person is going to transform his or her or their life as an adult. So that speech, that griff is going to give tomorrow to those young minds could impact not only one, but many of them and stick with them for many years to come and be a driving force by the CBSA, the cultural best-selling author. Don't talk about it, be about it, and doing all that other good stuff, right? We say it, we got to transform it into action in whatever way that you can, at whatever pace that you can. When that opportunity presents itself, you don't have to necessarily go out there and seek it. It's going to come based off of your own lived experiences. So thank you for what you're doing, Griff. Thank you for all of those that are doing that type of stuff in the community that you reside. And that is how you change one life at a time or impact one life at a time in a positive way. Great weekend of football coming up. A couple of key games in the collegiate level that is going to decide how we are heading into that final weekend of regular season football and what will be on the line for those big intra-state games, those big intra-state rivals, those big intra-conference rivals that are going to decide conference titles, at least regular season, or if there is a conference championship, which teams are going to represent them. Looking forward to how that plays out. And in the NFL, whether or not these teams that we thought originally coming into the season that were going to be Super Bowl contenders are now battling for their playoff life. Are we talking about Kansas City not being a playoff team next weekend? Are we talking about the Baltimore Ravens not being a playoff team next weekend? A lot of things can happen, and a lot of things will happen, as we know, every single weekend. So we shall be back here on Tuesday night to recap all of that. Hopefully your team does well this weekend. Whatever it is that you are engaging in this weekend, please be sure that y'all are safe. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Weather is transitioning. Stay warm. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Do something nice for yourselves. Do something nice for your family. And as we always say, if given the opportunity, please do something nice for someone that you may not even know, because it just might be the best thing that happens to them and yourself on that particular day. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be breezy.
Could not be denied. 35 yards, Will Lutz. He's already made 4 today. Lutz in the clutch, and the Broncos have won it.
Quick hitter. Ty Johnson.